Okay, this is a total body workout. We're going to be using, if you just have dumbbells, that's fine. If you do have like a band with the handles, we're actually going to do, what this is going to be, is going to be 45 seconds, kind of, our usual quads, shoulders, biceps, the whole, everything. Most of it's going to be with a band the first round. If you don't have a band, I'll let you know what you should be doing with weights. And then the next round is going to be 35 seconds with weights. And then the last round is going to be 25 seconds, but it's mostly right for 25 seconds and then left for 25 seconds. And the core today isn't going to be super intense. My hope is that I can post just a all core workout here in the very near future. That's my goal. But you will get some core, so no worries. But it won't be, those of you that like train with me or something, sometimes we have a little bit more core than what you're gonna see today. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna warm up. If you have one of these handy dandy little ropes, that's great. If you don't, you're just gonna follow along. I'm gonna turn my back to you because I find that people find it's easier to follow along if they're looking at me from behind so that they know how to move. So I'm not ignoring you. This is just trying to make it easier for you. We're just gonna do 3 of everything. We're gonna run through this really quick. I don't want this to be a super long workout, but it will be probably close to 45 minutes or so, okay? And the other thing is if you just wanna do just the 45-second and then call it a day, that's fine. You will have gotten all of what I call the big rocks, like I said, the upper body, lower body, and some core. Or you can do 45 and then 35 or whatever. You can just kind of pick as far as what you have time for today. Okay? All right. So we're going to start here. Remember, you want to hold the rope if you have one, just end to end, lightly holding it. It's not the death grip on those little knots. All right? And so we're going to step the right foot forward and bring it up to the sky. Like I said, we're doing 3. So that is 3. Then we're going to step with the left. 1, 2. If you want to take your eyes up to the sky and get a little neck stretch in here, you can do that. Next is bow to the king. So you're going to bend the back knee and keep the front, that left leg straight. So you should feel a pretty good hamstring stretch there. And then we're going to do the other side. 1, 2, 3. Next we're going lateral. So you're going to just look straight ahead for this one, side to side. 1, keep your toes pointed forward. 2, 3, other side. 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to step across and lean to the right. 1, 2, 3, other side. 1, 2, 3. All right, next is your L feet. So you're going to rotate around the corner. 1, 2, 3. And the other side. 1, 2, 3. And next is our T feet. So you're going to step around. You can do right or left. It doesn't matter. Some people like to go back to right. Some people like to swing around to the left. Whatever. As long as you do both sides, it doesn't really matter. All right, the other thing, oops, I almost forgot myself. You want to make sure you have some water handy so you stay hydrated during this. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is an upright row. So like I said, if you have a band, you're going to be doing your upright row. You can stand on it with 1 foot. 2 feet's going to add even more. Crisscross is going to be even more and bring it up and down, okay? If you do not have a band, you are going to just go ahead with this, with dumbbells, all right? Okay, 45 seconds, and bring it up and down. So if you want to put your favorite playlist on while we're doing this, that works. Just make sure you can hear some of my cues, as well as the timer, so you know when to stop. And it is very warm in this room that I am teaching today, so you are going to see me get sweatier and sweatier. I do have a little bitty fan on me. I didn't want the big fan because I didn't want to blast out the sound for you so you can hear what I have to say. All right. Okay, so next is a deadlift. So those with the dumbbells, you're just gonna go like that. Those with the band, you're gonna make that little sad face on the floor. Step in front of the handles and pick it up here. Nice flat back. Shove those hips back. And when you go down, you should be looking at the floor. You don't need to be looking at the screen. Everybody knows what a deadlift is generally. This is actually a Romanian deadlift, which means that your knees are somewhat straight. You don't, as we know, we never lock our knees. And you want to aim for that nice flat back. So really shove those hips behind you. Nice big squeeze on the uptake. Just make sure you're not arching your back. Want to use the front of the core to stop that momentum. Down and up. All right, next is a bicep curl. So if you've got the bands, remember you're going to be coming up and down. If you're doing the dumbbells, we're just going to come up and down like that. Okay. Good job. So I am throwing in some cardio here as well. So we are going to do 2 rounds of cardio. You can do what I'm doing, or if you just want to jog in place or run around your living room or whatever, whatever your favorite cardio is, you can do it. All right. So as you can see, we do 3 things and then we stop for cardio. So this round we're stopping for 2 rounds of cardio, 1.5 minutes. All right, good job. All right, so I'm just gonna start off with just a simple jog. And here we go. All right, just make sure your arms are going with it. You want a pretty good pace. If you don't wanna have high impact, if you wanna keep it nice and low, marches with bringing your arms back is just as effective. Anytime you get your arms up and working your arms more, will bring your heart rate up. So if you're in a place that's really hot or you're not feeling really peppy today, just remember, keep your arms low. It'll keep your heart rate down. But if you really want to get a good workout that you need some high intensity, then go ahead and do that. All right. Next is jumping jacks. Remember, you can go side to side, you can do both, you can kick, or you can just do an old-fashioned jumping jack. I'm gonna stop the timer after this so everybody can stop and grab a quick gulp of water. And what I'll do is I'll tell you what the next 3 exercises are coming up. So if you have a band and dumbbell, if you have a choice, if you want to modify, you can do that. Whatever works for you. You know what? I forgot to put my watch on. So if you too also have forgotten to put your watch on, now would be a good time. You have an Apple Watch, I'm doing a mixed cardio for this, or you can do functional strength training, or whatever you think you should use. All right, quick sip of water. So next we are doing just a simple squat, and then we're gonna do band pulls, and then those with the band are gonna do the Pallof press, right and left. Those that don't have the Pallof press option, you are gonna do a plank and then frog crunches, okay? All right, so starting with the squat. So those of you that have the band, you're here like this. You can also crisscross if you want, down and up, just like you're getting ready to sit in a chair. Those with the dumbbells, you're just going to take it down and up. Remember, I always tell people, if you start doing this and you're like, oh my gosh, my right knee or my left knee or whatever, go ahead and kind of switch your foot position a little bit and kind of find out what works for the cranky knee, okay? Or you just can not go down quite as far. Remember, you want to keep your chest up, so it's not a deadlift, so you're not coming way down. You want kind of your chin to be parallel to the floor, and down and up. And don't forget to breathe. Good. All right. So if you are doing weights, you're going to pull up like that. If you are doing the band, you are going to do lat pulls. So everybody's working their back right now. So those of you that have the band, you're going to put it around something and you want to just pull back. So athletic ready stance that I talk about, you want to be, so once you know what I'm doing, I want you looking straight ahead. I don't want you looking at the screen. All right? And then those of you using dumbbells, you're just doing bilateral dumbbells. We'll do our lawnmower pulls when we get into that 25-second work. So really working to squeeze those shoulder blades together. Activate that back. Such a great exercise. So those of you that are going to be doing the Payloft press next, remember you hold your little bouquet of flowers. You're going to turn perpendicular to your anchor point, and you're going to just point straight ahead. The rest of you that don't have the band, you are going to, or if you'd rather do a plank, you can do a plank. So Payloft people are doing this. Remember, you want to feel it pulling, and your plank people are just coming down here, and you want to make sure that your shoulders are right above those wrists, that you're not dropping yourself down too low or up too high. We are here at 45 seconds, 45 fun-filled seconds. And there's nothing wrong with doing a little movement either forward and back or side to side. That actually kind of wakens up the core. Just be careful you don't pop the back side up. So you want to keep yourself in that nice plank. And if you're doing your Payloft press, you are still pressing. We have less than 10 seconds left for those of you not enjoying your plank experience right now. All right, good job. All right, and then Payloft press people are just turning around. Frog crunch people are down in the back. Hands interlace and just lifting and lowering. Remember, the soles of your feet are together. What this does is it takes your hip flexors out of it, so you're just working those abdominal muscles. The chin stays away from the chest, eyes to the sky. Elbows nice and wide. Down and up. And we will take a quick water gulp break next, so that we can find out what next 3 things we have. And that's all we have left in this series is 3 more exercises. And then we switch over to 35 seconds. So I don't know about you, but I think that went pretty fast. So, all right. And of course we have to do another round of cardio, of course, right? So, all right. So for this round, again, you can keep on jogging. All right. I am going to do those med ball throwdowns for the first one, and then I'm going to do skaters for the next one. And I may turn my back on you to do the skaters because, again, sometimes that's easier for people to figure out. So either jog or throw that big ball down. Remember, you want to bend those knees. It's a really heavy ball. You want to get your whole body into it. This is actually a good exercise for your core if you do it correctly, because you're actually having to brace yourself as you throw. If you ever get around a medicine ball that does not bounce, very important, you can go ahead and actually do it. It's a lot different. It's very good cardio. It's good upper body, good core. But my husband is downstairs watching television right now, and I don't think he wants to hear a med ball going clunk clunk on the floor. Not to mention it probably isn't too good for my floors. But if you're, you know, in a gym or outside space and you got a medicine ball, go for it. All right, so we're gonna do the skater. So remember, your right hand goes down to your left foot. Left hand goes down to your right foot. And take it down and across. If you want to keep it a little bit lower impact, you can just come to the opposite knee. Or if you want it more impact, you can really get your skater going side to side. You can take it. Good job. All right, I'm going to stop the timer real quick. Okay, so for my band people, you're going to do a chest press. So you're going to have that staggered stance, and you're going to press forward like that. Okay? For my dumbbell people, you're going to grab your dumbbells and go down on your back and do chest press. And then everybody's going to come back up, and you're going to do a sumo squat with a dumbbell. So everybody's going to have dumbbells for the next round, even if you've been doing bands this whole time. And then everybody's going to do triceps overhead. And we're going to do that with a dumbbell too, because you will have dumbbells in your hand. Okay? All right, so band people, you're doing staggered stance and pushing. Dumbbell people, you're coming down onto the floor, onto your back, where you are going to do, and you're going to do both of them together. All right? So you're down on your back, and you're pressing straight up and down. If you want a little extra core work, you can take your feet off the ground. So having to keep yourself from tipping over or anything like that, you have to impact your core. So if you do your chest press with your feet off the floor, you want to keep your knees bent at that 90-degree angle. So you don't want it down by your butt. You don't want it way up high. Nice. That adds a little extra core work. All right. Just to remind everybody, we're all getting up to do a goblet squat when the timer goes off. Good job. All right, so we're all coming up, grabbing our dumbbell. Toes are pointed out, down and up. So if you notice this round, I've done all the same size weight, just because I'm flopping back and forth between the band and the dumbbell. But this next round, when we do 35 seconds, I will kind of get a little more specific as far as light versus heavy kind of thing. Toes are pointed out. Back stays nice and straight, so it's not, you're not down here. You kind of want to keep your chest lifted. That chin is parallel to the floor, down and up. For some people, this bothers their knees, in which case, straighten out those. But we're trying to work the inner thigh on this one. Good. And now we're all going to switch over to the tricep extension. For some people, it's easier on their back if they sit down. So if you have a workout bench, you might want to sit down. What happens is some people get that big arch in their back and they dump into their lumbar spine. Keeping your elbows pointed forward, taking it down and up. Don't forget to breathe. All right, so we're just keeping it to those 2 sets of cardio. On the 35 round, we're going to do 3 sets of 2 cardio. So at the end, we're going to add another set of cardio. Okay. We'll stop for a quick water break after this. And I'm going to change my timer, and we're going to get ready for dumbbells for everybody and 35 seconds. All right. Okay, so our first 3 exercises on this round is a front raise. So you want light weights. Anywhere from a 5 to 10 or 12, depending on, I mean, if you're a real bodybuilder, you can have more, but you're probably not watching this video. And you have the options of coming up and down or alternating right and left, depending on how much weight you have. All right, and then after that, it's going to be our squat and swing. So this is a moderate. This can be anywhere from a 10 to like a 15-pound weight for most of you. And then the next one is your hammer curls, and you're going to alternate right and left on that one. Okay. All right. So go ahead and grab your dumbbells. I'm going to start just with 8s for my front raises. You pick whatever works for you. If you have shoulder issues, I definitely would stay with a 5. And like I said, alternating right and left is far easier than bringing both of them up. Make sure you're not going past shoulder height. It's a different exercise. All right, so you just want to make sure you're coming up so that arm is parallel to the ground. So how's everybody doing? We're not halfway yet, but we're getting there. So, actually, the longest round is the 25-second because you do 25 and 25, so everything becomes 50 seconds. So with a little break in between. So, all right, good job. And then squat and swing is next. I'm gonna reach over here. I got a 15-pound that I'm gonna do. So we're taking it down. Squat and swing. Again, just need to come up to shoulder height. You don't need to be way up here, right? And remember, you're trying to squeeze those glutes, but you don't want to look like that, right? That's gonna be really bad for that lumbar. Don't dump into it. You want to be using leg power. This is really a leg exercise. You shouldn't be feeling it in your shoulders. All right, so it's just popping those hips without giving yourself the sway backs. There's a little technique involved. This will get your heart rate up too. Nothing wrong with that. We're here to work out and sweat. All right, next is those hammer curls. And we are alternating right and left. So you should have anywhere from a 10 to a 20. Bring it up to the shoulder. Good. And then we will be doing some more cardio. Got a little buffet of cardio here, so in my head I'm thinking, what do we want to do next? I'm thinking fast feet and maybe some side shuffles. So I try to do something forward, back, and side to side. And I kind of plan out cardio, not to give away all my secrets. So, all right, good job. All right, let's forge on. We'll get water on the other side because we will have earned it. All right, nice stop sign hands. And take it down. If you'd rather just jog in place here or do more jumping jacks or whatever, just don't stand there looking at me, looking kind of crazy. Keep up that pace. Maybe you got a good tune on, maybe you're dancing around the room. It is much better than listening to me go, right, and my little fan on the side. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. I put the time and effort in. I like to see other people put the time and effort in to actually do it. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right. All right. So it's going to be a shuffle, 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 tap. If you just want to tap your knees, things are a little tight in the backside. That's totally cool. All right. So 1, 2, 3. I don't have much space here. It's the other thing when you're planning on doing this, make sure. The other thing to think about is area rugs, right? You don't want to be tripping over that. And you want to try to come back upright with the side. You don't want to stay hunched over We are all hunched over plenty in the course of the day between cell phones, computers, driving, and doing everything else. So all that forward fold. I know I'm going kind of slow, but I have a lot of sweat on my floor right now. So I'm trying not to wipe out in front of you. Okay. All right, let me give you the next 3 lineup. I did not memorize this, even though I wrote it. Okay, next is squats, lat flies, and then we're going down on our back for our leg drops. Okay? All right, so basic squat. It's going to look just like that squat we did before. You're the non-band people. So you want to grab something relatively heavy, 10, 12, 15, 20. And go ahead and bring it down and up. Again, you want to keep that chest lifted. This is the one time when you can be looking at the screen, or maybe you have a great front yard or backyard that you can be looking out at the water, or your backyard flowers or whatever. Maybe you're doing this on vacation. Maybe you're at the beach. Something like that. Good job. All right, remember lat flies are next. I am going to drop it down. I think I'll grab my 12s. If you have shoulder issues, obviously go more for 5-8 on that one, okay? And remember, you're gonna be hinged forward, elbows are bent, knees are bent, and it's all about those shoulder blades squeezing together. Take it out. Make sure you can see those dumbbells out of the corner of your eyes. You don't want to wing it back. You want to protect those shoulders. All right, knees are bent. Everybody should be looking at the floor. Nobody should be looking at me, including me. I'm not even looking at me, so there you go. All right. And you know what? I just realized I didn't turn the timer down to 35 seconds. Whoops. Sorry. Might as well just keep on trucking. You can tell I'm not a professional YouTuber for many reasons. Okay, now we're coming down onto our backs to do those leg drops. So you're down here, those shins are parallel, and you're gonna alternate dropping right and left. You can have your hands on the floor. More of a challenge is to have your hands up to the sky. Woo! I am sweating. It's good though. Yeah. All right. Do a little check-in on those shins. Make sure those feet aren't gravitating towards your rear end. Really extend things out. Alright, so who thinks I should keep it at 45 and who thinks I should drop it down to 35 for that last round? Which side of the fence are you on? Well, you know what? We're going to keep it at 45. It's only 10 seconds. Okay, another round of cardio. Let's see, let's do knee ups and butt kickers, alright? Okay, here we go. So elbows down, knee up, nice high knees. Remember, the more you add in the force, the more you'll get that heart rate up. Good job. Alrighty. Keep it going, keep it going. And I'm sweating like crazy. You should be sweating along with me. Hopefully your room that you're doing this in is a little cooler. Oh yeah. Here we go. All right, good job. Next is your butt kickers. So you're gonna be coming up like that. I'm gonna do single, single, double just because I'm getting bored. You can just do regular, but if you want to do single, single, double, single, single, double, single, single. All right, I'll shut up. This is when people start increasing the music. It's all right. I'm not offended. I've watched enough of these videos myself. This is how I get all my ideas for you guys. Here's all sorts of things out there. There's some people that are so good at it. They have beautiful, like, palm trees, and the sound quality's great, and they must be in a 60-degree room because they don't sweat. You get what you pay for. Okay, everybody grab some water. I'm going to tell you what the next 3 things are. This is the last of that second column. If you recall, we're going to add another round of cardio with this. Okay, so these are pec flies, so we're all going to be on our backs doing that. And then we're going to do side lying leg lifts. So we're just going to kind of roll over to our side. And then we're going to roll onto our backs and do skull crushers. So the next 3 exercises are all down on the ground, okay? All right. Okay. Let me think. Okay. Now I'm going to grab my 15s. Yep, I'm going for the gusto. If you do have shoulder issues though, I do recommend that you go lighter, like a 10-12. Remember, you want to keep your elbows bent. So sometimes I see people doing pec flies like that. Please don't do that, right? So some people I cue you to hug the beach ball. So you want to kind of go round and back, round and back. Okay, because this can be rough on the old shoulders. Okay, so come on down to your back and bring it up and take it out. And if you want to lift your feet up, you can. I currently am laying on a hard floor with no mat, and I'm doing 15, so for safety reasons, I'm not lifting my feet up. So, yeah, you have to listen to your body. A lot of times, you know, I could get through this, and then you hurt yourself or something, and then you're like, ugh. It's better to keep pressing on and not going wild and crazy and keep your body in good shape than to try to be a show-off to yourself. I know that because I've done that plenty of times and tried to show off to myself, and then I end up being injured, and then you end up having to take a couple of weeks off or whatever. So, you know. All right, so you're rolling over on your side. This is where I wish I had a mat, but we're going up and down. So those of you that have a stability ball, you know that you can lean on a stability ball, or you can lean on a Bosu dome or whatever. I'm just trying to keep this easy peasy here. And make sure you're kind of lined up, that you're not crinched over. So you really want to be feeling it in that abductor muscle. That's the side of the thigh that pulls away from the body. If you're not a big fan of these, you can do these standing as well. But I figure since we're on the floor for our pec flies and our skull crushers, we might as well just hang out here, right? Rather than get up and down. But if you want to get up and down, go for it. Should brought my mat out. All right. But as you can see, space is at a premium. And I want to get through cardio and all that. So I'm ready. I'm going to drop our cardio down to 35 seconds. You're welcome. When we go, and we're going to just do 2 rounds, 35, and then make sure I drop it down to 25 before we get to the next section. So everybody can yell at the screen, right? Make sure I remember to drop it down. I'm watching the clock. I don't want to make this too long. Otherwise, people aren't going to do it, you know. But if you do break it down, that's an option. That's kind of why I planned it that way. All right, so for your skull crushers, you can just grab that dumbbell end to end and bring it up and down. And make sure those elbows are pointed forward. And you're going down to the skull and coming back up. You want to keep those arms parallel to each other. Down and up. And down and up. So we're almost 2/3 of the way done. You guys are rocking it. You'll find the next round, the 25-second round, goes by fast, even though, like I told you, technically it's longer. All right, good. Let's come on up. I'm going to stop this. As my floor is getting wetter and wetter below me. So for my cardio, I may just be doing a jog in place. But here, let me give you a couple options. You could do front kicks, jump rope, those long jumps. You can do that if you want. I'm just going to jog in place because I have a little puddle happening here. And as cute as it would be to watch me wipe out, let's not, okay? All right, so go ahead. I'm jogging. I'm going to stay out of the puddle that I just put on the floor. So remember, this is only 35 seconds. All right. I think I'm going to do jump rope next because I can stay, my puddle's over there to my right. Remember, jump rope, you have lots of options there. You can march it, you can skip it, or you can just hop it. I'm going to hop it. Not that you care, but here we go. Super fun. Did I thank you for watching this? It's interesting, I can look at my YouTube as far as how many people watched it. I can't tell who watched it, so no worries there. But, and if you watch the whole thing, I can't tell that either, but I can tell. So I know which of my workouts people are drawn to versus not. So, okay, so I am dropping this down to 25 seconds just to do as I, oh, nope, that's 35. Okay, so we got 25 seconds on the clock. We're still working with those dumbbells. All right, so we're doing shoulders next. So this is a squat and press up to the sky. I'm gonna grab a 10-pound weight. If you have shoulder issues, drop it down to 5 or 8. So it's a squat and press. I'm gonna do this so I'm mirroring you. So you're gonna go up. So everybody should be on the right. And if you're looking at the screen, it should work out. So. All right, so it's a squat and press. So it's load to explode, right? You can certainly do it with both, but the idea here is again, it's a core stabilizer exercise. So I always love it when I teach class and I look out and there's usually somebody out there doing their own thing. And it's not because they're modifying, like I totally get that, but like sometimes people, I've been doing this for a while and you look and you're like, okay, that's not what I said to do, but you know, it's okay. You're there for your workout. I just want people to be safe. And that's, I don't like it when people aren't safe, and that's usually when I'll call them out on it. So, like I keep telling people, you're in it for the long haul, right? Okay, good. Next is our single leg deadlift. So you're going to have it in the right hand and bring the left foot back behind you. If your balance stinks and you're like all over the place, keep a toe touch down. But you want to try to keep your body going straight down. So you don't want to be doing a side bend with it, right? So you just want to be going straight down. Or if your balance is bad, but you still wanted to get that one deadlift experience, then go ahead and hold on to something. All right? So do whatever. Maybe one side, your balance is better. We generally have that. little micro bend in that knee when you go down. It will activate more of the quad, so it will help your glutes in the back. Good. All right. And next is our biceps. So this is our bicep hold the tray. So the left hand's gonna hold the tray here, and the right side is just gonna hammer up and down. Sometimes what some people do is the tray is lighter. So right now I have two 15s, kind of regretting that choice. But I could have done like a 10 in the tray side or a 12 in the tray side. And then, but it's only 25 seconds, so 25 seconds usually comes out to about 10 or 11 reps. Okay, so get your, whereas 35 is more 12, 15, depending on the exercise. Up and down. So then we have cardio after this. Just 25 seconds, it'll be quick. Still have my puddle going on here. Maybe let's do punches. We'll do punches. And then we'll do something with our feet. How's that sound? Or like I said, you know, you can do your own. Okay, all right. So punching. So you want to be here protecting your face. So it's not like just willy-nilly, right? So if you've ever done a kickboxing class, it's all about protecting the face. And you can do doubles. You can do uppercuts, but that one is always protecting on the face. You want to get the core going here. Yep. So it's not like you're not dancing, right? It's a punch. Good. All right, and for feet, let's see. I think I'm going to do jumping jacks. It's just 25 seconds, and hopefully I think the floor's good. We're zooming right along. You guys are rocking it. I hope somebody's still watching this. I can probably tell you some of the names that I know for sure they'll be watching. So. Good job. All right, let's stop for a little gulpy of water, and I'll tell you what the next three are. All right, so we've got knee up, we've got our lawnmower pulls, and then we've got a right plank and a left plank. All right, so, okay, so if you have a step, technically what's on my sheet is to do step up. So if you have some sort of step, you can have your weight and come on up. Knowing that probably most of you in your living room doesn't have a step, then I'm just going to show you a modification. And I think I'm going to... So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be here, bringing that knee up. So I drop my weight, because it's more about my leg going up and down. All right. Here we go. So up and down. If you want to do a squat here, feel like you're getting, because this isn't like super quad. So if you feel like you're getting more out of it, if you went maybe a down and up, down with a knee up, that's a good one, right? That's an option. All right. I think that's what I'm going to do for the other side. So, all right, so, and bring it up. Or you can go up and bring it down, whatever. Lawnmower poles are on deck next, so you should be grabbing, when the timer goes off, you should be grabbing the heaviest weight you have in the room. I'm not going to get my heaviest because it's on the other side of the room, but all right, so I'm just grabbing my 15s, but definitely if you have the option of a 20, 25. All right, so you're going to hinge over, pull up to that armpit and down. So I did 14 reps with that. So, and make sure if you don't have a step or something that you're at least supporting that so that your back isn't gonna get out of kilter. So bring it up and down. So you know, if you're just down here on the floor, just keep it like that. Or if you're in your living room, stick your foot on your coffee table as long as it's not a nice one. All right. All right. Whew. Hot, hot, hot. All right. Okay, so we have that. Oh, now we're doing our planks. I'm going to stop the timer for a sec, just so you have a chance to. I'm going to pull out my mat. So look at the floor. Any wetter than it already is. Okay, so remember plank options. So you can go ahead and do planky plank. You can come down onto your forearm if you'd like, or you can do the old kneeling, stick your leg out and lift it up like that. So you're still working that side body. No worries there. But if you've got shoulder issues, please modify. I am going to go on my forearm. Okay. And it's only 25 seconds, this piece of cake. Okay. There we go. All right. Here we go. Whoo-wee. All right. Get the home stretch. I'm going to do 2 cardios after this. And then we got 3 exercises. And I think I'm probably just going to go right into our stretchy time. If you want to add more cardio, help yourself. I'm looking at the clock. It's getting past that, way past that 45-minute mark, so I just want to respect your time. So, you know, I know if people look and see it's like an hour and 20 minutes long or something, they're going to be like, nope. It always comes out longer than what I think, because, you know, I stop and I talk, we have water, blah, blah, blah. Whew. All right. Good job. All right. All right, cardio. Let's see, what do we got? Well, if anybody wants to do a mountain climber, this would be a good time, or your good old-fashioned burpees, that would be good. I would do it if I wasn't so stinking hot. All right, so I'm just going to jog in place for this first one. Remember, you can be marching in place, or you can just, you know, this is a great one. Up and down. It really gets your heart rate up, especially if you want low impact. It's kind of an underrated one. It's one of those ones I was researching and somebody said, oh, do that. And I'm like, that's not cardio. Okay, you do it, your heart rate's gonna go up, you know what I mean? So, what do I wanna do? I think I'm gonna do skaters. All right, so just side to side. This way I can stay on my mat so I'm safe. Guys are doing good, especially if you're still watching me. I know you are. Even if it's part 2 of it, right? All right, grab water if you need it. What's on deck next is single arm chest press, our step out lunge, so then we're gonna get back up, step out lunges, and our tricep kickbacks. All right, so then we will be done and dusted. All right, so come on down onto the floor. So you're just gonna have one dumbbell and one hand. All right, so again, this is working. Remember, palm faces the left, like if it's in your right hand, it's facing the left. That's least stressful on your shoulder, or you can certainly have palm facing forward. If you wanna bring those feet up again, you can. Maybe even you wanna do a bridge. Wouldn't that be fun? Right, do a bridge while you're doing it. All right, you pick it. It's only 25 seconds. bring this other hand up to the sky. Not that you should be watching, because you should be looking straight at the ceiling at this point. And bring a little core into it without tipping over here. Okay. Just a little 25 seconds. Good. Bring it over to the other side. Ooh, wow. Just whacked my head on a little door thing. All right. Yep. I was going to do this outside actually, because it can't be any hotter than it is in this room right now. But then, you know, you get the bird noises, and then somebody inevitably always starts their lawnmower up, or somebody's having a cookout or whatever. So I'm just in my little box here. Ugh. Okay. So it's time to get up because we're doing our ab and adductors, inner and outer thigh. Okay, good job. I'm going to stay on the mat here. So you can have whatever you want for a dumbbell. So remember, this is out, and then our little flamingo in the middle. Flamingo looks like that. If you want, that's just an extra balance challenge. I always like to give myself balance challenges whenever I can. I'm not getting any younger, right? And actually, I mean, heck, you can fall at any age, right? So, just as you age, it gets more. Want to keep your spine nice and tall, so you don't want to be hunched over. So be looking straight ahead. Remember, be looking at that beautiful scenery if you got it. Or actually, I bet there's somebody out there doing this while they're watching television. Yep, pretty sure. Pretty sure. All right. Yeah, there was this one famous trainer that I went to his seminar. He owned this big gym up in Canada, and he said he didn't have any TVs in his whole gym because his thought process was everybody has to stay focused on their bodies and their minds. They don't need any distraction. Well, some people need distraction or they're not going to show up to work out. So, of course, he was training like hockey teams and stuff. So, okay, tricep kickback. Assume the position. Remember, it's just like the lat rows if you don't have a step. But remember my cue, you want to keep that elbow close. So none of this flinging it up in the air, right? Because that's going to be nasty to that rotator cuff. So keep that elbow. You're working the back of that upper arm, the tricep. So you don't need to be flinging things around. All right, now after this, we are going to stretch. Stretchy time. And if you feel compelled to do some more cardio, you can stop it before you do stretching. Obviously don't stretch and then do the cardio. It kind of defeats the whole purpose. And like I said, I'm hoping to get in a quickie core. Really like to get a quickie yoga in. I don't know. Not sure how much time I'll have. But I'll get one to you soon. It just may not be this weekend, so. All right, you guys rock. Grab a gulp of water if you want to. So I'll grab one too. It wouldn't hurt, right? All right. Okay, so tricep stretch overhead. We're gonna make this quick. Again, if you want to do more stretches. You know, you can always do that rope matrix again at the end. I generally don't do that in my classes or with my privates, but I mean, that's totally just because I try to bring variety, but it's a wonderful stretch, as we all know. So, I mean, the other thing is that you can, so you're gonna step that right foot forward, getting that calf stretch in the back. You know, there's the moving rope and then there's the static rope. So you can do moving rope for your pre and then do the static. And there's videos on this YouTube channel for both of them. There's what I call A and B. Because there's not beginner, right? Because there's definitely merit. All right, go ahead and grab that quad. Get the front of that thigh. Oops. And go ahead and get the other side. I got a little knee thing happening here. So I don't really. getting as quite a sexy one as you guys are. Okay, good. All right, now you're gonna step your right foot over and do a beautiful side bend. So important for that lateral movement. And bring it up and over. Great job. And chin down, eyes up, back down, back up, look to the right, look to the left, right, and left. Straight ahead, right shoulder comes back, left shoulder comes back, right shoulder comes front, back, can't even talk. All right, rotate and bring it up. Yippee! Thank you so much for joining me on the mat and the wet floor with our dumbbells and our bands. Have a great day. Come visit me again, and I'll try to get more stuff on for you guys soon. Bye.